So, what has the assassination of these anti-imperialist African leaders led to? You see, the West aimed to maintain control over these African nations even after independence. Once they succeeded in eliminating these leaders, their strategy became clear. This is what they did.
They recruit some from within your number. Chinua Achebe said in his book, Things Fall Apart, the white man was very clever. He came and cut the links and the things that kept us together, and he broke them, and things have fallen apart. And what they have now done, we have expelled them. But what I fear, our brothers whom they now work with, whom they have recruited, and who have our skin, speak our language, and are related to us, but they are working for them. The fifth columnists within our ranks, those are the most dangerous.
You see, they install puppets in power, often the very individuals used in assassinating anti-imperialist leaders, whether through coup d'etat or other means. You know what? The most dangerous aspect of these individuals, whom I call puppets, is that they are the worst among Africans. They are the most corrupt ones. They are the ones who don't care about the lives and living conditions of average Africans, opening the doors to imperialist exploitation of their country's resources. Sadly, these are the leaders who have held power across many African nations, caring only about their own pockets and status. When these puppets ascend to power, they form exclusive cabals or hierarchies that have ruled for decades. That's why, even in supposedly democratic systems, elections often amount to mere formalities in many African countries. The will of the people is dismissed, as elections are rigged before voters even head to the polls. If the manipulation isn't done through direct vote rigging, it's done by distorting the political system itself. In some nations, multiple parties contest elections, but a closer look often reveals that the candidates from each party are part of the same entrenched cabal. That's why, when discussing the prevalence of corrupt leaders in power across nearly all African nations today, we must trace this back to the historical activities of Western powers on the continent, which to some extent persist. They removed, or in the worst cases, killed, the leaders who could have established a positive foundation for the newly independent states, and then they installed evil ones who would bow to their demands and say, "Yes, sir," setting the stage for poor leadership for the next several decades. This was a meticulously planned and executed strategy by the colonialists. If that isn't the case, I can't imagine what else could explain it, because corruption and dishonest politicians exist in other parts of the world too. So why is it that only in Africa do the majority of those who gain power end up being the corrupt ones? With this, we've come to the end of the video. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments.